Look up tonight. That pale disk hanging in the sky, the one we've all stared at since we were kids, it's not what you think. It's too big, too perfect, too empty. When Apollo astronauts slammed modules into its surface, it didn't just shake. It rang like a bell for hours, like a giant hollow shell. The odds of it lining up exactly to eclipse the sun from Earth? Impossible without some kind of design. And some say it's not a natural satellite at all. Some say it's a spaceship, placed here billions of years ago, not to watch us, but to help us, to make life possible on this fragile rock. What if the moon is our silent guardian, or something far stranger? Welcome to the Darkside, where the stories they don't want told finally find a voice, true events, buried conspiracies, and the chilling encounters listeners like you send in from the shadows. Tonight, we step beyond the veil once more. Turn off the lights, lock the doors, because once you're here, there's no going back. This is the dark side. Tonight, we are diving headfirst into one of the most persistent, unsettling, and strangely beautiful questions ever asked about our night sky. Is the moon merely a chunk of rock, a natural byproduct of solar system formation, or is it something far more extraordinary, an artificial construct, a colossal engineered object, perhaps even a massive ancient spaceship deliberately positioned in orbit around our planet? And if that's true, what if its purpose wasn't surveillance or conquest, but something almost tender? What if the moon was placed here to nurture life on Earth, to act as a cosmic caretaker, stabilizing our world, stirring our oceans, and setting the stage for biology to emerge from lifeless chemistry? This isn't just fringe speculation cooked up in basements or online echo chambers. The idea has legitimate roots in documented science. Apollo seismic data that genuinely baffled researchers, a bold 1970 article by two Soviet scientists published in a mainstream magazine, and books that meticulously compiled NASA transcripts, mission anomalies, and theoretical arguments. We're going to walk through every major piece of the puzzle slowly and carefully. The moon's bizarre physical characteristics that make it stand out from every other moon in the solar system, the famous ringing like a bell seismic experiments, the improbable precision of solar eclipses, the surprisingly low density, the historical development of the hollow spaceship moon theory, additional conspiracy elements including alleged structures, lights, and hidden observations, and finally the most intriguing layer of all, the possibility that the moon was engineered specifically to enable life, serving as a gravitational anchor, a tidal engine, and perhaps even a participant in the delivery or protection of life's building blocks. We'll also give the mainstream scientific view its full due. The giant impact hypothesis, detailed interpretations of seismic waves, orbital mechanics, and compositional evidence, so you can hear both sides clearly and decide for yourself what feels right. By the time this episode ends, when that silver disc rises above you tonight, it may no longer feel like a simple, comforting presence. It might feel like something ancient, watchful, and quietly responsible for everything we know as life. Let's begin with the most basic, undeniable facts that make the moon feel off compared to any other natural satellite we've observed. First, its sheer size relative to Earth is staggering. The moon's diameter is about 3,475 kilometers, roughly 27% of Earth's, and its mass is approximately 181 of our planets. This gives Earth and Moon the highest moon-to-planet mass ratio in the entire solar system. We are, in effect, a binary planet system, rather than a typical planet with a satellite. For comparison, Jupiter's largest moon, Ganymede, is larger than Mercury, but its mass is only about 1/12,000 of Jupiter's. Saturn's Titan is massive by moon standards, yet it's still dwarfed by its host. Mars has two tiny, irregular potatoes, Phobos and Deimos, that are barely held in orbit. Why does Earth have such a disproportionately large companion? Standard planetary formation theories, accretion from a circumplanetary disk or capture of a passing body, don't naturally produce this outcome. Even the dominant scientific explanation, the giant impact hypothesis, requires a precise high-velocity collision between proto-Earth and a Mars-sized protoplanet called Theia, ejecting material that later coalesced into the moon. The odds of such an event happening just right are low, yet here we are, with a moon that's almost too big to be accidental. Second, the orbit is suspiciously perfect. The moon's path around Earth is nearly circular, with an eccentricity of only 0.0549, one of the lowest eccentricities among all known natural satellites. Highly eccentric orbits are far more common for captured moons, or those heavily perturbed by other gravitational influences. This near-perfect circle implies something kept it stable from very early on. Then there's tidal locking. The moon rotates on its axis at exactly the same rate it orbits Earth, so the same face is always turned toward us. We've never seen the far side with our own eyes. That far side is markedly different, more heavily cratered, with a thicker crust and far fewer of the smooth, dark basaltic plains, Maria, that dominate the near side. Some theorists argue this asymmetry is no accident. The Earth-facing side was finished or shielded during construction, while the outer hull bears the full scars of billions of years of cosmic bombardment. Third, the solar eclipse alignment is nothing short of astonishing. From our perspective on Earth's surface, the moon and the sun appear almost exactly the same size in the sky. The moon is roughly 400 times smaller than the sun in diameter, but it's also about 400 times closer to us. This creates the conditions for total solar eclipses, where the moon perfectly covers the sun's disk, allowing the corona to blaze into view, a phenomenon that has fueled centuries of scientific breakthroughs. If the moon were even slightly closer or farther, or slightly larger or smaller, we would get only annular eclipses, the ring of fire, or partial ones, never the full totality that reveals the sun's outer atmosphere. The mathematical probability of this alignment occurring naturally is extraordinarily low. What's more, it's temporary. Tidal friction is causing the moon to recede from Earth at a rate of about 3.8 centimeters per year. In a few 100 million years, total solar eclipses will no longer be possible. We exist in a narrow window of cosmic time where this perfect coincidence is visible. Coincidence, or deliberate calibration. The real turning point came with the Apollo program. Between 1969 and 1977, astronauts placed passive seismic stations on the lunar surface and deliberately crashed discarded lunar module ascent stages and other hardware into the moon to generate controlled moonquakes. The results were unexpected and, to some, deeply unnerving. On November 20th, 1969, the Apollo 12 ascent stage impact sent seismic waves that persisted for nearly an hour. Subsequent crashes pushed this duration to as long as 4 hours. NASA scientists described the vibrations as the moon ringing like a bell. The waves propagated with prolonged, high-frequency resonance, unlike earthquakes on Earth, which dampen quickly. Shallow moonquakes exhibited this tuning fork-like behavior. Geologist Clive Neal has since explained that the moon's dry, rigid, highly fractured regolith transmits seismic energy efficiently without water or other damping mechanisms to absorb it. But in the 1970s, the phrase, ringing like a bell, captured the public imagination. If something rings like a bell, what if it's hollow like one? Compounding this is the moon's density, 3.34 grams per cubic centimeter, only about 60% of Earth's 5.51 centimeter burgers. Mainstream science attributes this to a small iron core and a predominantly silicate mantle. But when paired with the prolonged seismic resonance, it suggests an interior that is less dense, less massive, and possibly not fully solid in the way we expect. This is the foundation upon which the spaceship moon theory was built. In July 1970, just 1 year after Apollo 11 landed, two scientists from the Soviet Academy of Sciences, Mikhail Vasin and Alexander Sherbakov, published a provocative article in the popular magazine Sputnik titled, "Is the Moon the Creation of Alien Intelligence?" They proposed that the moon could be an artificial satellite, a natural celestial body that had been hollowed out using advanced technology, transformed into a gigantic spacecraft, and then carefully placed in Earth orbit. They pointed to the low density, the anomalous seismic behavior, the orbital perfection, the eclipse alignment, and even the unusually shallow craters, which they suggested indicated a strong, reinforced hull that resisted deep penetration. Although the article appeared in a popular science magazine rather than a peer-reviewed journal, it quickly spread through UFO and alternative research communities. The idea was dramatically expanded in American author Don Wilson's 1975 book, Our Mysterious Spaceship Moon. Wilson meticulously compiled NASA documents, Apollo mission transcripts, seismic data, and the Soviet theory into a comprehensive case. He described the moon as a cosmic Noah's Ark, a hollowed-out vessel potentially containing vast interior spaces, habitats, artifacts, or even dormant technology from an ancient extraterrestrial civilization. In his 1979 follow-up, Secrets of Our Spaceship Moon, Wilson delved deeper into alleged unpublicized astronaut observations, strange lights moving across the surface, geometric structures on the far side, and an eerie sense of being observed. He highlighted crater morphology. Many craters are unusually shallow, flat-bottomed, or even convex in places, as potential evidence of a reinforced outer shell. Wilson also referenced supposed Apollo transcripts containing descriptions of strange music heard during farside communications and other anomalous phenomena. Over the decades, additional layers of conspiracy lore have accumulated around the theory. Transient lunar phenomena, TLP, brief flashes of light, color changes, or glowing mists on the surface have been documented by astronomers for centuries, including notable reports from Sir William Herschel in the 18th century. Some claim Apollo astronauts personally witnessed unidentified objects shadowing their craft, or ruins and structures on the far side. In 2001, Air Force technician Carl Wolf alleged he viewed classified lunar orbiter photographs showing artificial structures, towers, domes, and radar-like antennas. Though widely dismissed as hoax material, stories like Apollo 20, a supposed secret mission discovering a crashed alien ship and humanoid remains, and various YouTube leaked videos have kept the narrative alive in modern UFO circles. Shows like Ancient Aliens and podcasts such as Last Podcast on the Left have revisited these ideas, often framing the moon as an alien watch post, mining operation, or interstellar arc brought here eons ago. Yet the darkest and most compelling twist is the possibility that the moon's placement was not malevolent or indifferent, but benevolent, a deliberate act to make Earth hospitable for life. Axial stabilization is the cornerstone. Without a large moon, Earth's rotational axis would wobble chaotically over geological timescales due to gravitational influences from the Sun, Jupiter, and other planets. Computer models show axial tilts swinging wildly from 0 to 85 degrees, resulting in extreme climate oscillations, prolonged global ice ages, scorching greenhouse periods, or seasonal extremes that would make complex life unsustainable. The moon's substantial mass acts as a gravitational anchor, locking Earth's tilt at approximately 23.5 degrees and providing stable, predictable seasons over billions of years. This long-term climatic stability was essential for the gradual evolution of multicellular life, ecosystems, and eventually intelligence. The tides provide another layer of influence. Lunar tides are far more powerful than solar tides, creating strong oceanic mixing, oxygenation of deep waters, nutrient distribution, and the creation of vast intertidal zones. These zones served as natural laboratories for early life. Tidal pools concentrated organic molecules, allowing chemical reactions to build complexity. Some evolutionary biologists hypothesize that the rhythmic wet-dry cycles imposed by tides were crucial for the transition from simple marine organisms to land-based life, forcing adaptations to periodic desiccation and rehydration. Without strong lunar tides, that selective pressure might have been absent or insufficient. Panspermia adds yet another dimension. The theory of panspermia posits that life's building blocks, amino acids, nucleotides, organic compounds, arrived on Earth via comets, meteorites, or interstellar dust. The moon's gravitational field could have acted as a shepherd, deflecting or guiding such objects toward Earth, or even shielding the planet from excessive impacts during its early, violent history. Some models suggest the moon itself delivered significant material during the late heavy bombardment period. If the moon is artificial, it becomes a gardener, an engineered entity ensuring the primordial soup could form, mix, and ignite into self-replicating life. Of course, mainstream science offers robust counterarguments. The giant impact hypothesis, widely accepted since the late 1970s, explains the moon's formation as the result of a collision between proto-Earth and a Mars-sized protoplanet, Theia, approximately 4.5 billion years ago. Debris from Earth's mantle and Theia's outer layers coalesced into the moon, accounting for the low iron content most sank into Earth's core, the close match in oxygen isotopes, and the system's angular momentum. Seismic data from Apollo and later missions reveal a layered interior, a thin crust, extensive mantle, and small dense core, no evidence of vast hollow cavities. The prolonged ringing is attributed to the moon's dry, highly fractured regolith, which transmits seismic energy efficiently without water or other damping mechanisms. The eclipse alignment is a temporary coincidence. As the moon continues to recede, total eclipses will eventually end. Density measurements fit the impact model perfectly. There is no hard physical evidence of artificial construction, just a remarkable but natural outcome of cosmic violence. Yet the questions refuse to die. Why such exquisite alignments? Why the prolonged resonance? Why a stabilizer so perfectly suited to life's needs? New missions like NASA's Artemis program and China's Chang'e series may provide more data, but for now the anomalies linger in the shadows, waiting for someone to look closer. So tonight, when the moon rises, step outside. Look at it. Really look. Feel its gentle pull on the tides, on the water in your own body. Ask yourself, is it just a rock, debris from a cataclysm billions of years ago? Or is it something older, something placed, something that quietly helped us become us? A guardian, a warden, a silent architect of life. That's all for this descent into the dark side. But the shadows never truly sleep. If you've lived something you can't explain, witnessed something they don't want known, maybe a strange feeling under the full moon, an unexplained light, or a personal story tied to the lunar cycle, send it in. Your story might be next. Submission link in the show notes. Until next time, stay vigilant, stay in the dark. This is the Dark Side, signing off.